Gonna go live with Limestone. I'm Dan, Matter Sports Cards, and we're gonna chat about the 2021 Top Series 1 checklist, which was just released this morning. We're gonna have a quick discussion, not only for Instagram, but for YouTube. So, interested in hearing your thoughts. I don't know if you've checked out the checklist, but it is live for everyone. So if you haven't checked it out, questions or comments, any prospects, rookies that stand out to you from this year's checklist, go ahead and throw it in the chat. What's up, Kev?
Yo.
How are you?
I'm good. I took the day off to work on baseball cards, so it's a good day.
It was a great day. I'm putting together something I'll never finish, but it's the 1993 SP autograph set. So we got Brian McRae in the mail this week. We got Jay Bell in the mail this week. I think I'm up to like 12 of these.
How many are there?
There's like 200, but it's like Jeter's in there, Griffey's in there, Bonds is in it. It's like all the stars in the 90s. So I'm going to stick with the minor stars.
You just got to wait till they hit like 70 years old and sign all the time.
Yeah, that's the goal. At which point I think I'll be like 70 as well, maybe 65, and I'll probably be over it, but we'll see. Cool. So checklist came out this morning. So we could talk about it in general, or it looks like there's like 30 rookies. We could go rapid fire through all of them.
There are 50 rookies.
Are there? Okay. So here's 50. My initial thoughts. I'm really impressed with Topps. I thought they would be turds and like spread these guys out over the whole checklist, like Series 1, Series 2 update. But the fact that they dropped 90% of the big names, like I'm sure someone in the chat might be able to tell us, but like Jake Cronenworth is one guy I don't see on here. But like other than that, all the guys I thought would be on here or could be on here were, and some guys I'm like, oh wow, they fucking in there.
Yeah, but I don't think a Series 1 has ever seen 50 rookies.
No, it's so legit.
So crazy.
Let's kind of go down the list real quick. We'll go one name at a time. Any thoughts? And your thought could be I don't have any thought. Dalton Varsho, card 10, Diamondbacks first baseman. Any thoughts?
I have a couple autograph cards of him from his first Bowmans, so I'm hoping he does well.
Yeah, there's actually a cool video. When he got drafted, he got a signing bonus. He bought his parents a house, so if you want to find a fun video, it's there. Joey Bart, card 12. Yeah, he's a catcher. He's a giant. What's crazy about, like, anytime I get hyped on a catcher, if it's Adley Rutschman or even Joey Bart, I go back and look at Buster Posey autograph rookies or autograph first Bowmans, and they're essentially worthless. And dude won 3 World Series, a Rookie of the Year, I think an MVP. So if you ever get hyped on if you want to be brought back down to earth, go look at Buster Posey cards.
Well, and I mean, it's been what, 5-6 years since the Giants have been relevant. I mean, they're basically back to being a small market team again, and
yeah, they have some dudes coming up. I hate the Giants. All right, Sixto Sanchez. I actually like Sixto. He's legit. The Marlins are up and coming, but it's a Marlin.
But it's a Marlin.
He was a Philly at one point, but yeah, I like Sixto.
It's
Bobby,
his Bowman stuff.
Let's do these next two together. Bobby Dahlbeck, who I know a little bit about, and then Edward Olivares, who I know nothing about.
Never even heard the names.
Morning, PJ. Yeah, Bobby Dahlbeck, he's a minor prospect. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. These next two, Davy Garcia and Joe Adell. Garcia is a Yankee pitcher, and then Adell is an overrated outfielder who had a Jose Canseco moment.
I think of anyone we've hit so far, Joe Adell's probably going to be the highest priced.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, a ball bounced off his head.
A ball bounced off his head. I'm not super high on Joe Adell. I know a lot of people are. I don't think his minor league numbers were crazy. I think he could be a 2020 outfielder, which is great, but and he's playing with Ohtani and Trout, which could help him, but meh. Andres Jimenez and Isaac Paredes.
Couldn't tell you.
No, I could tell you a little bit about Jimenez. I think he might have just been traded, to be honest with you. I'm not super high on either guy. Jimenez is decent. He was traded to the Indians in that Lindor trade. So he'll be in the wrong uniform. So we'll see him again in update. But Paredes, David Peterson and Albert Abreu.
Time out. I almost despise cards that say one team and then the players in their old jersey.
Yeah,
I want nothing to do with them.
I know, and it sucks. Like Topps is like, because they've been working on this checklist for weeks. So the moment that trade happened, they're like, crap. We have Jimenez in season 1. It happens all the time. I feel like too. Oh well.
Oh, well.
Next we'll do 3 together. David Peterson, Mets pitcher; Albert Abreu, Yankees pitcher; and Tariq Skubal. I know Skubal. I don't know much about the other 2.
We're in the dead portion of the rookies for me.
Yeah, Skubal is a top rated. So the Tigers have like 3 top pitchers: Matt Manning, Skubal, and Mize. And he actually could be the best of the 3. Manning's pretty good, but I don't know. I don't. No one's gonna care. But the Tigers have what, 3 cards so far in this beginning of the rookie checklist?
Yep. Slabs and Sigs, what's going on?
All right, so Daniel Johnson, Nate Pearson, Nick Heath, and we'll throw Bo Burrows in there. Anyone stand out?
I know Nick Heath's name.
Okay, so Nate Pearson's the biggest guy I know in there. He's
right.
He throws like 103. He's actually legit. He's like a future ace. Yes, Screwball does have a killer screwball chuck.
So he'll never be worth what he's truly worth.
Yeah, for sure. And he's a Blue Jay. Although the Blue Jays will be relevant, so that'll be.
Yeah. I need K to throw a no-hitter in the World Series Game 7.
Who?
Anthony K.
Yeah, and CJ Van Eyck to be called up and just dominate.
Yeah.
And who's the other Blue Jay who was in everything? It might have been just Anthony K. Who? All right, moving on.
Lord of Fury.
Yeah. I have a PSA 10 like image variation of him. Oh man, let's do like 5. There's just so many on here. Bo Burrows, Monte Harrison, Humberto Mejia, and Ryan Mountcastle. Anyone stand out?
I just know the Mountcastle name. I have no idea if he's good or if he's a joke.
No, so Mountcastle was legit last year. He actually had some of the best rookie numbers. He just didn't get a ton of playing time. I believe, someone could correct me in the chat, I believe he still will be Rookie of the Year eligible. Same with Randy Rosarena. Both those guys could still win Rookie of the Year this year. I could be wrong about Mountcastle. I don't think I am. But he's legit. He's really good.
They got called up?
Yeah, he got called up later in the year. I think he just has eligibility left. Who else? Okay, so next we have, I'll go 5 again. Anderson Tejeda, Cody Whitley, Evan White, Tyler Stevenson, and James Kaprelian.
I know the Evan White name. I think he was in 2018 Bowman High Tech.
Yeah, he was on the Rays then.
I think I have like 4 or 5 autograph cards of him.
He's a dude. So he's like a glove guy. He's not a big hitter, but the Mariners gave him like a 5 or 6 year contract when he was in the minors. They extended him before he got called up. So he's a dude who is going to get a shot because he has a big league contract like forever. Also, James Kaprelian is the only A's rookie on the checklist, and that was a stretch. He was a guy the A's got in the Sonny Gray trade. He had Tommy John. We traded for an injured pitcher. Terrible trade, Billy Beane. Terrible trade.
Billy Beane's gone.
No, he's not. He's here this year. He has.
He's got one more year.
Yeah. Okay, so Brady Singer, Ryan Castellani, Christian Javier. We'll stop there.
I know the Brady Singer name. I want to say Orioles?
Royals. He was a top pick. He's another 2019 guy.
Yeah, 2019. Okay, I recognize the name.
Christian Javier was in 2019 Bowman, I think, as a first Bowman. He got called up to the Astros at the end of last year, and he was really good, unfortunately. But he's a pitcher. He's the Astros. I don't care. All right, next up, we'll just do this guy on his own. Christian Pache, go.
Braves, decent player in a loaded lineup, and playoff making team for sure. I think the future's bright. I am a Braves fan. I am a Pache fan, but I think his future's pretty bright.
Yeah, this is like the time when like Gary Vee has to disclose like how invested in that player he is. Maybe you should share that right now. Are you heavily invested, medium invested?
I have Uh, I'd say very lightly. I have a couple of his Bowman, first Bowman autos, and then I have a rainbow of Bowman High Tech. That's
Okay.
about it.
All right. Next up, we have Brandon
Well, I want to
Belak.
hear your thoughts on
I
him.
think Pache is. I think he and Adele, to be honest, could be all stars at some point. But I also could see them just being decent major league outfielders, like a Jason Hayward, where they have like a great season and then they just are decent players. Like Jason Hayward was like another super high, like touted prospect with the Braves. He came up, did pretty well, and then he had a decent Cubs career. But I don't know. I'm not super high on either guy. Um, but the Braves know how to develop outfielders, and so I think he'll get a shot. And he's in a loaded lineup. Um, I do think sometimes there's that Braves like factor. Like a Braves prospect will get a better look than a Orioles outfield prospect. Like if
100%.
Pache was in the Orioles system, we'd be like, meh.
Yeah. But I think one, it's the age that we're in because everyone grew up on TNT or TBS.
Yeah,
Braves.
like Andrew Jones,
If
Dave
they
Justice.
don't like the Braves, they know the Braves.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that Ted Turner.
there.
All right, next up, Brandon Belak, Astros pitcher. Nothing, I don't care. These two we'll do together. Nick Madrigal, the White Sox, and Luis Patino, the Padres. And that's another guy in the wrong uniform already.
Madrigal. I mean, again, I think he'll benefit from the lineup that's around him, and the press that team will get this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like Madrigal, but only because he's like my size. He's like 5'8". Yeah, so he's my kindred spirit. He had a terrible playoff series against the A's, which I'm grateful for. But I think he's like a decent like contact hitter guy. And then Patino was traded. He was traded to the Rays for Blake Snell, so he's no longer a Padre. He has one of the coolest looking autos in 2020 Bowman. So if you get one of those, yeah, that's why I like Altuve as well, Chuck. Yes, the size. Um, no, I
Right.
think Patino. I think the Rays, even though they traded Snell, who I think is kind of a turd. I think the Rays are going to be loaded. I think he's a Rays pitcher, so that he's not going to be worth a ton, but he's good. Patino's legit. All right, next. I don't have much of an opinion about these next two.
Chadwick?
Chadwick Tromp. Chadwick Tromp. Do you know anything about him? He's a giant.
Nope. Just that is the name.
Honestly, I feel like Tops could have made that name up and thrown it on the checklist. It feels
I
fake.
I that's not like a minor character from Shrek.
Yeah. I think it might be Lord Chadwick Trump. Oh man, that's a good one. Okay, Blake Taylor, another Astros. Dude, the Astros, this is funny. This is funny actually. So the Astros last year, if I remember correctly, they were decimated by injuries. They had to call up so many pitchers. So it makes sense that this checklist right here is just loaded with rookie Astro pitchers. Okay, so we just did that person. Okay, next up is Dane Dunning and Chris Kubik.
Gone.
Dane Dunning, speaking of gone, I think was also traded. I'm looking it up. So Dunning's really good. And he's like one of he was one of their top prospects. He was traded to the Rangers this offseason for Lance Lynn. So that's, if by my count, at least 3 guys in the wrong uniform in Series 1. So way to go, Tops. We'll see those guys again in Series 2. Chris Kubik, Royals guy, nah. You can do the next guy, Ian Anderson, Braves.
Ian Anderson, I honestly don't know much. I didn't get to the opportunity to watch many Braves game last season because I didn't do the MLB package thing. I don't know. There's something to be said for a loaded lineup and getting to play in that and be protected a little bit. But also with so many big names on the Braves right now, I think that there's going to be, if someone is mediocre, they're going to get lost. I mean, it happened to Austin Riley last year.
Yeah. I think too with the Braves, this is actually to Ian Anderson's credit. I think that they're so good at developing pitchers that Anderson, he'll probably somehow win 16 games, have an ERA of 3.5, and no one will care.
Well, because he'll be the third best pitcher on the team.
Yeah, or maybe fourth. I don't know if Soroka's back, but yeah, they're always so loaded. Okay, another guy. This guy, he's not from Shrek, but he's definitely from a movie as well. Santiago Espinal. He's like a Marvel villain, or a Bond villain. I don't know anything about him. Blue Jays, nothing. Okay, Spencer Howard, Phillies pitcher. He's one of their top prospects. He's legit. I didn't see him play last year, but he's decent. Keeper, Puss in Boots. Yeah, there you go. Santiago, I did him. Kyber Ruiz, he's that Dodger catcher prospect. Any thoughts?
Again, I hope he does good. I hit a couple of his first Bowman autos, and he's on the World Series defending team. So
yeah, it's interesting though because he's a catcher. So I'm assuming because Will Smith will start, so he'll be the backup.
And that's another team that's fairly loaded. It'll be interesting to see how much playing time he gets.
Yeah. Leody Taveras is the dude who's next. He's an outfielder on the Rangers. You know anything about him?
Nope.
I don't
know about him.
Yeah, he's a dude who I haven't seen him play, but he's like, I feel like been a top prospect for like 6 years. But he's a Ranger outfielder. Jesus Sanchez and Mitchell White, Marlins and Dodgers. Sanchez, I could be wrong. I think he's a first baseman. I don't really care. Dave Pearson on the Blue Jays. I only know of Nate Pearson on the Blue Jays. Someone just commented. Nate Pearson's legit. I think he's probably the top 2, if not the top pitcher in Series 1 as far as rookies go. So I would say if you're a Blue Jays fan, especially buy him, but I would never too heavily invest in pitchers because they pitch baseballs and nobody really cares and they get hurt. That guy throws like 103 miles an hour. He's going to get hurt at some point. Okay, so only a few more here. Alec Boehm and Dylan Carlson, go.
Alec Boehm is probably, I don't know, top 3 big name in this. I think a lot of people will be going after him.
Yeah.
Isn't he, what position does he play?
He's the third baseman.
Third baseman?
And he'll have the Yordan Alvarez treatment where he'll have the rookie card with the Rookie Cup logo and the rookie. I think Boehm's legit. He had a few more at bats last year, he would have been Rookie of the Year. He's awesome. I sent him a card through the mail and he signed it, so that was fun. But yeah,
I think the top guy for this set.
I think he'll be the top guy for this set. Dylan Carlson's another guy. Chuck just mentioned him in the chat. He's a Cardinals outfielder who's another top prospect. His first card was in 2016 Bowman draft, that like crazy loaded set. So he's a top dude. If it was me, if I had to bet on the career of one player in this set, I think people will chase Adele. I think they'll chase Pache, but I think the best major league career will be Alec Boehm. And I'm probably wrong, but he's the dude who I would bank on. All right, we're almost done. Luis Garcia, anything about him? Nationals? I know a little bit. I think, I could be wrong, but I think he was the youngest guy in the major leagues last year. He got called up when he was like 19, 18. I think he was 19. He's not Juan Soto, and I think that's the tough part for him because he's a national and he's 19, and Juan Soto came up and he was like Babe Ruth.
It's going to be a constant comparison.
Yeah. But he's very good. I'm actually surprised he got called up this early. He's someone who he was in 18 Bowman, either Chrome or Draft, one of those. And I bought that card because I was before he got called up because I followed him a little bit in the minors because he was so young. So I think he'll be good. Cody Hewer, I know nothing about him. White Sox?
No idea.
Tristan McKenzie. He was one of my favorite players to watch last year. Did you see him at all? Super skinny Indians pitcher.
No.
Okay, so you need to look him up. He struck out double digits in one of his first games. He's like Charlie's height, but just like 105
All right.
pounds. Yeah. He's legit. Um, and then last three, Casey Mize, Nick Neidert, and Eddie Alvarez.
I mean, Mize is definitely the biggest of those three names.
Yeah, for sure. The last two are Marlins players. Casey Mize came up and stunk it up. I had him on my fantasy baseball team. I thought I had a sleeper. Not really a sleeper. He was the top pick, but not. He did not do great.
Yeah.
He has like, so the Tigers have like this basically a big three they're counting on. They have Matt Manning, Casey Mize, and Tariq Skubal that they're hoping will all come up and dominate together. But so far, Skubal and Mize have been kind of meh. Granted, they're young pitchers. I still think they could be really good. But again, I wouldn't spend much money in this series one on Nate Pearson and Casey Mize because they're pitchers. Is that everyone? Did I miss anyone?
I think that's it. So give us your top three rookies in the set from a value perspective.
Top three rookies from a value perspective, I would say number one is Alec Boehm. He's a guy who I think will have a long career. I think he'll be really good.
Cards will open.
What's that?
It'll be interesting to see what cards open up as like first cards to hit the market once it's out there.
Yeah.
Like $15, $20, you think?
Probably. What'll be interesting is if they have variations. I think that's what I would go after, like a Boehm variation. I'm sure he'll have an image variation of some sort. I would say long term, I do think Christian Pache, at least short term, is like a flip card. I'm not super high on him as a player, but I think as far as value, I think people will go after him. And I think just as far as like a sleeper guy, I would say I would maybe say Andres Jimenez. I think he's legit. He's an infielder. He was that first guy we said was traded. He's going to the Indians, which aren't like a great value team, but he's essentially the heir apparent to Francisco Lindor. He's a shortstop. He's got some pop. I don't think he's as good as Lindor.
Right now.
What's that?
And look at Lindor's prices right now.
Yeah, just huge. No, I just think he's a guy you can buy low and will be decent. And
if he gets traded, Yahtzee.
Exactly. He's only 22. I don't know. That's my stretch. There's just so many pitchers in here. Like I didn't name any pitchers on purpose. Like, but the pitchers in here are there's a ton of them. I don't know. Anyone stand out to you? Anyone you're going to be chasing?
Those are the two, man.
I think just as far as like fun players to watch, I think Sixto Sanchez and Tristan McKenzie are a lot of fun to watch. I think the Marlins will be a fun team this year, and they have a lot of rookies in this set. As far as like the price of teams, like the A's are going to be a super cheap team in a Series 1 break. And to be honest, I don't know if I even want them. I might do a Matt Chapman player break just to try and get some variations, but I think the Marlins, the Phillies, the Angels, the Braves will be pricey. There's probably some other teams. And if there's some Astros pitcher super collectors out there, this is their dream, this set.
I don't think there's many of those.
And then, okay, just last question. Who are some players that you hope get called up this year, realistically, that would be included either in Series 2 or Update?
Oh, I mean, everyone kind of has their fingers crossed for Wander.
Yeah.
Which I have a feeling would very quickly set rookie card records, regardless.
Oh, for sure.
Arms. Like, I think out of the box, a PSA 10 would probably be knocking on the door of $500.
Yeah, especially initially. I think my fear with them is they'll call him up in, I don't know, midsummer, and then he'll be a rookie cup rookie logo next year. Yep. Which makes sense since they're trying to sell a product. The guy I think like a realistic shot of getting called up and will have a card would be Jared Kelenic. Mariners, he's a monster. I think he'll be, sadly as an A's fan, I think the Mariners are a sleeping giant, and I think he's going to be legit, and I think he has a great shot of getting called up. And that's another dude he won't be $500 like you said on a PSA 10, but he'll be super pricey. He's more hyped than any player in this set. Adele was hyped for a while, but I think after he had an okay start, like I think Kalenic, people will be all in
Yeah.
on him. Cool, man. Well, any closing thoughts?
I'm excited to the ninth when the break party is. I'll definitely be watching breaks. I want to see what it looks like. I love the inserts for this set. How they're doing, instead of doing like the 1 year, they're doing I think it's 7, like one set from each decade.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's going to be fun to see. I love the throwback cards, so I'm excited about that. And then I haven't played like in past years.
Phone call.
What's that?
Mine froze. I got a phone call.
Oh.
Sorry, keep going.
I haven't looked at like past years, like the autograph checklist, but this autograph checklist seems massive to me.
Yeah, it's
And
huge.
love the players.
Yeah,
Like-
I think two things I appreciate about Topps. Well, number one, I feel like they could have charged $500 a box and people would have paid for it because of the market right now, but it's roughly the same price it was last year when the product came out, which I really appreciate. And then secondly, I think one of the things that I really appreciate is the fact that there is a white border this year. I think the full bleed borders,
Yes.
like it's so impossible to gem those. I think centering will be rough, but I feel like they listen to their customers. I think Panini, I mean, every company's out for profit, but I feel like they respect their customers more than Panini. That's just my take.
It feels that way, yes.
Yeah,
would-
I could be totally off on that.
Well, the
Cool.
fact that you called Topps and talked to him within a couple minutes, and I know people have spent 3 years trying to get a hold of Panini customer service. So
Oh, no, I was on hold for over an hour with Topps, but email, they were great. And I've had 5 damaged replacement cards that I've sent to them and gotten back this year. And that's all just through the mail. And so I've been impressed with their customer service. I respect that. I can't imagine being a company having this type of like just boom this year and also being able to still like, I mean, every company would hit some roadblocks, but I think they've weathered the storm pretty well. Much better than like the grading companies have, for example.
yes, for sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for hopping
Hey,
on
man.
the live. Excited for Series 1. We'll do some breaks on the Z Crew channel, so look for those.
Should be
And
fun.
yeah, later, bud.
All right. Toodles.